I'll give you an update, but this is an active criminal investigation. As the mayor has alluded, there was a lot of gunfire and a lot of evidence from that gunfire yesterday. We were here nearly throughout the night. What we do know, and we'll be identifying those victims later today, there were 8 people that were shot. The 9th person was injured by something other than a bullet. We had 9 people that were treated. We believe all will recover. There were 2 that were critical, and we believe there's 1 that remains in serious condition, but all are expected to recover. Some have been released from the hospital. We've been at the hospital all night. We continue to be at the hospital. And those who remain in will be identifying those victims later today. We have not brought any criminal charges thus far. We know who all the 9 victims are, obviously. We are attempting to identify others that we know that were here. We know there was an exchange of gunfire between one group that had 3, possibly 5 firearms that drove up in front of 87 Carolina and opened fire on at least 3, if not 5 individuals that were in and around the porch area. There was a return gunfire by at least 2 that were in and around 87 Carolina. And as a result, there were 8 injuries from gunfire. We have seen most recently the number of guns and the number of shootings in this city go up pretty drastically. Typically, we'll have shots fired with 1 or 2 or 5 shell casings. Now we're finding that it's typical for people to be shooting at one another or at homes with 20 and 30 shell casings that's left behind, meaning there were 20 to 30 shots fired in that incident. We do everything to prevent this from happening. We know these 2 groups. We've been working with the Institute to try to break that cycle and get them other opportunities. This is horrific when it happens. We're giving every resource to hold those that are responsible for the gun violence last night accountable. I reach out to the community. If you have any information about any of the shootings, please help the police. We can solve this if the community comes forward and helps the police. We're doing everything that we can, and it's horrific. These victims from last evening range from 19 years old to 25. These are young adults that are resorting to violence because of feuds on the street. And I'll echo that there are too many guns that are accessible to too many young adults, and they resort to getting guns and firing at people. Sometimes innocent people get injured, and that needs to stop. Thank you.